Hello world, my name is Ihor and this is a Techno Break. And today I have a slightly longer modular than usual, mainly because of the Metropolix, and I have two voices on it, and I will utilize these two voices, Dixie and Ataraxic, as two different mono synthesizers. Basically Dixie goes through filter and, will go through filter and the VCA into this mixer, and then from mixer into the left output, and the Ataraxic will go into the right output. And both of them will go into the Digitakt, where I have this new firmware 1.30, where it has the external mixer, this one. This is a great feature because, it has dual mode, or basically you can use it in stereo mode by routing just two stereo outputs from the any synthesizer basically. But where it stands out for me is dual mode, where you can use two inputs as two separate inputs, basically exactly what I would like to demonstrate today. I have already beat prepared here on the Digitakt, and MIDI is coming into the modular, and that's pretty much it. Let's do it. And I'd like to start with patching, and if you are not interested in patching and all this boring stuff, you can jump into this timestamp where the music already playing perhaps. And but let's start with some patching. And first of all, I would like to patch all the outputs, basically from the oscillators. And I will grab the pulse wave and go into the Polaris filter. From the filter into this little VCA here. From the VCA, I need a longer cable to go into another VCA, which I'm gonna use as the mixer, basically, two-channel. It's not even mixer, I'm just gonna use it as, like volume control for two channels. So this is when it comes to the Dixie and Ataraxic output into the MAM-M8. Output from MAM-M8 into this VCA, and output from the VCA into the channel B of this mixer or VCA as well. And the next thing I'd like to patch is basically clock. And we need clock to come into the Metropolix and also into the Steppy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna utilize Steppy for this Techno Break, but let's assume that I will. And then the reset, from the MIDI goes into the Metropolix and also into the Steppy. So, and by now I have transport enabled already. And also what I did for the MIDI module here is working in the run mode instead of like start and stop mode. Basically, whenever I start the sequence, the reset output is like 5 volts, and both Metropolix and Steppy are set in a way that they expecting the not reset but run signal to advance, and that allows me to stop both of the sequences with stopping the clock basically. So this when it comes to the clock. And let's patch also, let's start with track 1, which is gonna be our Dixie. So Metropolix has 2 tracks, and so the pitch goes into volt per octave of the Dixie, and then the gate, I think this one will be enough. We'll go into the trig 1, which is gonna be used for VCA and VCF perhaps. And from the track 2 pitch will go into the Ataraxic, and gate will go also into trigger 4. So basically the last envelope of Quadrax, which is going to be used for VCA. I'm not going to be using it as the filter envelope, but as a VCA, of course. And let's patch the outputs. So the first envelope is going to be VCA envelope for Dixie. Second envelope is going to be frequency envelope for VCF. Third envelope, Yeah, I don't have any idea yet. And the fourth envelope is gonna be the VCA envelope for Ataraxic. And I think at this moment we have more or less everything to start. There must be some sound coming out. So for that, I'm gonna go into Metropolis. Here I have the brand new patch, basically without anything, and I will go into setup and enable the tuner mode. So basically it's gonna send exactly the same pitch into the both oscillators. So there we go. And as we can see, there is some signal coming out of both of them. So let's try to listen to that. But right now there is no sound yet because we don't have anything here. So in here on the Digitakt, this mixer page you can access by clicking function and the LFO button 3 times, and you have to be in the dual mode, which basically separates left and right inputs as 2 mono inputs. And right now, if I introduce some volume, at about 80, I think it's more or less what we need. And this is Dixie. Cool. And input right. This is Ataraxic. Yes, this is Ataraxic. So let's tune them real quick. I think that will be enough. Yeah, and pretty much done. Let's start the sequence and program. Let's start with the bassline. Basically, I'm gonna start the clock. And what I have here right now is that it advances over the sequence. And if we go like this and enable one of the trigs, let's do another thing, which is basically let's go into the scale mode and enable the Phrygian scale, and root note is going to be G because I like it when it's G. That's pretty much it for the scale, and let's start programming some bassline, right? So we have the amp envelope here. And then we have filter envelope here as well. Yes. And now look at this. So we can, first of all, we can change the volume right here, right? But also we can pan around, which isn't necessary right now. But the real fun starts that at the moment that we can send this input or output into the delay. So there is a tricky part a little bit. If not a single trig happened in the sequence, then the effects won't work. So you have to just trigger once. I hope it's a bug. But also we can send it into reverb. Let's find some interesting combination. Also, let's go into reverb and make it darker even more. Long decay. Yeah, I think it's... And delay maybe like this, sort of like ping pong, and a little bit goes into reverb. But for the bass line, let's not utilize too much of delay. Just to relate it to the kick drum. Yes. Little less reverb. What if we make it even darker and longer? Maybe shelf a little bit. Okay, wait for it. So, another thing that we have Ataraxic, and on the Metropolix, if we're not going too much into details of how to program it, of course, but basically it duplicates the same, by default, it duplicates the same sequence into the second output, and basically we can hear the Ataraxic. Isn't that cool? But here with Ataraxic, I would like to send it lots into reverb and into delay, and then go a little crazy with it. Sort of like a drone or something. We can use noise as well. Something like that. Yes. Let's try resonance. Let's make it not that loud, but let's clip the resonance. Nice. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. This is modular playing with two voices into the Digitakt Mixer. This is amazing. I love this feature. It's so easy, like tiny little box with a modular and two voices goes into this box and everything plays back through this output. It's amazing, and you can utilize effects as well. Isn't that cool? the effects a little bit, but that's fine. We can turn them back. So be careful with the mixer, not turn it into dual mode and back. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I think that's pretty much it for today. If so, put a like on it. If you did not, put a dislike and let me know how can I improve those videos for you guys. Consider subscribing to support this channel and consider following me on Instagram as well. I truly appreciate every single of you hanging here on my channel, and I truly appreciate all the subscribers I have. It's been fun all this time, and I love you all.